Hi, my name is Justin from Training Court Pickleball and Pickleball Changes Lives, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with Jana Spano, also known as the Pickleball Preacher. She's visiting us here in Napa from
From the
the
villages.
villages in Florida, which is
Yeah.
a great area to play pickleball. Jana,
Yes.
thank you for joining me today.
I wouldn't want to
listening.
be anywhere else, Justin. Thank you.
Yeah, so first things first. So how did you get the name the Pickleball Preacher?
Oh, that's a great question. No one's ever asked me that before. I think I started to realize early on that I'm never going to be the best player out there,
Pretty strong player.
but there's always someone better, right? But I said my goal would be to be the one that would be the most encouraging. Like I would want to be that person that people later say, I played against you and you were actually really nice. To have a partner that would say you were always so nice to play with and fair. And so I started playing pickleball with the idea of just making it a better sport where we could be more the light out there on the pickleball court. I think our sport needs it.
Absolutely, yeah, especially with line calls and stuff like that. Like she's really generous with line calls, which is great. It makes the sport fun. The points last longer, which is wonderful because we know how fast it's changing with the hard hitting and points being finished really quick.
You don't want to
So
be called the pickleball preacher and then they say, and she cheats, right?
exactly. So yeah. So how long have you been playing pickleball?
Oh, okay. I guess about 9 years now.
And how did you get started with that?
Okay, so my husband and I were competitive cyclists. We would do these crazy long, like 200-mile rides in one day. And riding in the villages is very dangerous. So I think one day a friend asked me to play pickleball. I started playing it. And honestly, I just like a sport that's a little bit more interactive than
Yeah.
cycling was. And it was a natural direction for me to go. And I think my husband was really happy because it is so dangerous to do
Yeah.
road biking. And then I just started it and I've never looked back. I love it. I had a background in tennis. I've coached men's squash. So it was
Oh,
really
that's
up
fun.
my alley to play pickleball.
So having the background in tennis, going into pickle,
Mhm.
were you like all these other tennis players that was like, I'm never gonna play that stupid sport? Because I had that mentality coming in. I mean, I have 25 years tennis experience, and
Yes.
and when I was asked to finally try pickleball, I was like, why would I try that? But now I realize it's so much fun. So what were your initial thoughts coming from like a racket sport background to playing pickleball?
Well, when you start playing at the age that I started playing, 50 something, you're like, tennis is harder, right? So there had been almost 30 years where I didn't even play tennis. So it was such a natural progression for me to play pickleball. And again, I just loved how quick it moves and how fast and how accessible and how easy it is for people to actually get good pretty fast. Like I remember when someone gave me a couple lessons and I felt like I can play the sport
Yeah.
and I can play it pretty quickly without having the big learning curve of
Yeah.
tennis, right?
That's always a positive. Like I've only been playing for 2.5 years, and I felt like, yeah, getting lessons and being able to be like, okay, I can actually do this sport. It's not as hard as it says. And I think that's the joy and that's the great thing about pickleball. Like anybody can do it. They can go out and play and they're able to hit the ball over the net. I mean, that's the name of the game. And it's super friendly and everything else. So
Friendly.
yeah.
That's, tennis is more like a 4-5 would never be playing with a 5-0. Like if you're a 4-5, you're playing with a 4-5. And you probably, what I love about pickleball is you'll be playing with someone, they'll beat you, and then they'll be like, hey, there's a tournament coming up. You want to play with me? Or it's like, hey, where are we going for lunch? I love that sense of community that we
Yeah.
have. And I didn't feel that in the tennis world. I think it was a little more cutthroat, more. So I love how interactive and accessible pickleball is.
Oh, it's everywhere. And in the villages, there's a lot of courts there,
Oh
I'm sure,
my
right?
goodness. Oh, I think we have 250
Oh
courts.
my, yeah. So the way that I was introduced to Jana was a mutual friend we have. One of my good friends that I played in a tournament with, she beat me, and then I reconnected with her a little over a year ago. Leslie, she actually introduced me to Jana, and
Thank you, Leslie.
yeah, thank you. I'm super excited to meet up with Jana and be able to play with her and be able to see what she's doing positive for the sport. So the story that Leslie told me about Jana was her initiative at the US Open to help out people and everything else. And I watched a couple of her YouTube videos,
Yeah.
and it's very inspiring, actually. So couple things that I wanted to ask was, what made you decide to go to the US Open and be the light of the sport? And I think anyone, as soon as they meet you, you're super light. You're very positive. There's not anything that's, like, oh, stay away from her kind of.
Thank you, Jessa. That's nice to know. We tell people. Good. Thank you.
People are drawn to you. Like, I was immediately drawn to you. So what inspired you to go to the US Open and going out there and trying to just do what's good? And there's not a lot of people that do that. So what inspired you to do that?
So I got thrown into the US Open the first time after playing pickleball for 6 months. I
Yeah.
didn't have a lot of experience. And I played with this partner that had just lost her partner, and I didn't even know what the US Open was. I was like, okay, let's play it. Jenny just kept saying, you know, we can win this. And I'm like, that's so funny. I've been playing 6 months and you think we can win it at the 4-5 level. And so we win our first match, and then we win our second match. And she's like, you know, we could get a medal and it could be gold. And I'm going, who is this person? Like, she's that encouraging, right? And next thing you know, we're winning 3 matches, and we're winning 4 matches, we're winning 5 matches until we actually won the gold medal of the 4-5 women's tournament. And I just thought, her belief,
Yeah.
like, she said we can. And I felt like that's the idea right here. And I never turned back. I didn't play 4-5 tournaments. I challenged myself to play 5-0 after that. It took a couple years to start winning the US Open in the 5-0. But I started to, I was the one supporting all my friends who were on the gold medal stands in the 4-5 because I was playing over here in the 5-0 getting beat.
Yeah.
But I just started to notice, like, some partners were more encouraging to other partners. The partnership thing, right?
Yeah.
I would notice I would have this following of people from the villages that were just there to cheer me on. And I thought, who are these people that just show up to go match to match and watch me? I want to be like them and encourage people as well.
Yeah.
Like, I want to not just be the player, I want to be the encourager. So I saw pickleball as an opportunity to just encourage people. It's like my community. It's my church. It's that group. It becomes your family. You're traveling with people to tournaments.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it started. And then I saw this very unique opportunity in pickleball when I saw the wheelchair pickleball players. They
Yeah.
have such heart.
This is such an inspirational thing for
Oh.
her. This is what drew me. This is the story Leslie told me.
Oh.
This was the greatest thing. I'll let you continue.
I was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I seen these wheelchairs, and they're these sports wheelchairs, and they were playing their first tournament there that day. And I just walked over like, who are you and how can I be a part of this? And
Yeah.
it just inspired me to see their heart so many times, Justin, after they've had that accident that's put them in a wheelchair
Yeah.
or they've had that situation. You know, they want to give up. They really just want to give up because their whole life, these were people that were high performing, right?
Yeah.
And instead of it, somebody said, how about playing pickleball? Someone in a community said, let's get out there and play.
Yeah.
Whether that was a standing player or another wheelchair athlete. And I thought, that just was such hope. And I started to be more interested in the people that maybe other people aren't noticing
Yeah.
out there. And then when I went to the National Senior Games, I found myself awestruck by the 85-year-old to 90-year-old division.
It's crazy.
You have to have your balance, your proprioception, your eyesight. Like, you have to be able to hear the score. These women are my heroes, and no one was watching them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they are who we need to all aspire to be. So I think I was just more interested in the people that no one else was talking about.
Yeah.
They all talk about the people that are at the top.
Yeah.
What about the people that are walking out to that pickleball court that day with such heart? Overcoming injuries, overcoming objectives, overcoming fears of, I'm not worthy, I can't do this,
Yeah.
I'm not as good as that person, I've never played a sport. How many people do we know have never played a sport
Sure.
and then they start playing pickleball?
Yeah.
So I don't know, that just became my thing. And so I just feel like every day is such a blessing. I'm not here to win. I'm here to encourage. And when I get the victories, I feel like, okay, that is not me giving this victory because I certainly wasn't the player that was the most prepared to win that match. And that's where my faith just takes over. Like, I feel like I'm being really blessed
Yeah.
in this sport.
And I also think like that's completely different from other people's mindsets because a lot of people going out there to play, they're going out there to win.
Yes.
Even in rec play, like the
Yes.
egos are on the line
Right.
and everyone wants to win. And I think that's inspiring coming from a high level player like yourself to go out there and who cares? Just go out there and
Right.
make someone's day, just be positive and everything like that. That's something I'm taking away from just our first meeting here. You just go out there and not be negative and make someone's day. And, you know, I've had the honor of working with a couple ladies who are deaf out of Santa Rosa. And they actually went to the National Deaf Tournament that happened last year. And one of my clients went down there and she actually took gold in skinny singles, which was her first time playing skinny singles. And You know, I'm friends with the #1 deaf player in the world,
Wow.
Benjamin Coleman,
I
which
want to
is
meet
great.
him.
He's
That's
super sweet. So,
wow.
but yeah, I think being able to give back and do that kind of stuff,
Yes.
and you know, I mean, they may have had obstacles coming in,
Yeah.
you know, not being able to communicate and everything else, and I think being able to do that has made a big difference for them. I communicate with them all the time. We're constantly talking. She's doing a ladder that I'm hosting and doing all that. I didn't even know you, and me being able to do that and just be able to have that as a common thing, I think is amazing.
Well, I
So,
think people understanding that I go out there every day and I win every day, Justin.
yeah,
If I've made a new friend, I won.
yeah,
Even if I lost the game, I maybe won a soul. Maybe I won somebody who was like,
yeah,
I haven't been in touch with my faith for so long and tell me what it is that's
yeah,
different about you, right? I get to win every single time
yeah,
I go out there and I probably lose 50% of the games, right? Wow.
yeah,
How fortunate am I? I think it really is important, though, that you understand this with anybody you're going to partner with.
yeah,
Like, if they really are super cutthroat and really just care about the results,
yeah,
there's those people that want to win every rec game.
yeah.
Wow. I feel like you should almost lose most of your rec games because you're working on, well, like your power
Perfecting
serve.
something.
Oh my goodness, your power serve, Justin. But I mean, if you don't have the ability to practice that in
Yeah,
rec games, so if you're playing with somebody whose goal is to just win every rec
yeah,
game, I feel like that's an opportunity to get better in those rec games. And
absolutely.
so I feel like I have to kind of have unique partners. And the funny thing about it is my male partner, Todd, winning is everything to him. It's like, God, seriously, you have such a sense of humor that you put me with this guy, that winning is everything. So, hey, that's part of my story. That's part of my process, right?
Yeah, like you said, rec games are, I tell all my clients, you got to be able to drill correctly and practice correctly.
Yes.
I can give you all the tools to do, you know, the drop shots and how to hit that properly. But if you're not practicing it in a real situation like a rec game, you're not going to get any better with it.
Right.
You're going to continue to have that struggle because when we're drilling it in a lesson, it's constantly getting hit back to you.
Yeah.
And it's nicely because it's cooperative.
Yes.
Now you need to go take what we went over then and
Yes.
go apply it in a real life situation. So playing the rec games is the perfect opportunity for that. And I'm glad you said that, 'cause especially someone that, again, as high of a level player that you are, being able to hear that from you and not just myself, for any clients watching this, being able to practice and work on things in a rec game and leave the ego at the door is going
Exactly.
to be huge. So
Can I say something to
yeah,
the people watching this? Okay, I'm going to say this directly to you. Next time you go out and play pickleball, there's always somebody that doesn't play as well as you do yet. And I don't think you understand how much it means to them when you, as the higher level player, play a game with them. It means the world to them. They'll go out and tell 100 people that you played with them and what a great experience they had. Now, to the lower level players, when you get a higher level player out on the court, hit the ball to them, because that's honestly the reason I hear so often that they don't want to play with lower level players is they never see a ball. So by all means, use that opportunity when you have a higher level player to play the ball to them at least 50% of the time so you can practice what's coming back. And so to you higher level players, I hope you realize that you have so much influence out there. People want to play with you. Be humble. Take that opportunity. Let them know I can't play right now. I'm practicing with a partner for the next 3 games, but I'm going to be leaving in about an hour. Can I get a game with you before I go? Like, that just means
yeah.
so much to people.
And I think that's a big, I mean, that's huge. We do see a lot of that at our local parks here, where the higher level players will go out on their own and play with each other, and then they don't even give a game to a lower
Right.
level. I took lessons with the guy from Roanoke Park, Marvin. He worked with me for a few months, actually, my very first year playing pickleball, and he took time out of his day. He has a regular job, but every Friday morning we worked for 2 hours, and we were just focused on one thing from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. I was in Roanoke Park. We were drilling. We were doing all that. And the one condition that he gave me on working with me is he said, when you get good enough where you feel like you're good enough to play with the 3035s, the only thing I ask from you, for me giving you lessons here and doing that, is that you don't turn down a game with a lower level player. And that literally stuck with me. And I messaged him a few weeks back and told him, like, it's actually helping out a lot, because that gives me an opportunity to practice, you know, my consistent drop shot, or trying to get a consistent drop shot. And it gives me the opportunity to work on that soft game, which is so crucial, especially at the higher level. to play against. I know the game is changing, but being able to have that in your tool belt, having
Yes.
the soft game and stuff like that, you still got to practice it. It's
Exactly.
never going away.
Right.
So I think, I mean, that stuck a lot. And now being a coach, like that's where I am, I think, different from all the other local coaches, because I will go and play level game with players that are, 2-5, 3-0, just that, that may be something that makes their day. And I don't even know that I'm doing that.
Right.
I'm just going to go out there and just do what's right and do what's good. I mean, there are days, don't get me wrong, where I show up and I want to play with high level. I mean, I'm on limited time
Sure.
with all the
Of
coaching,
course.
but I think just 1 or 2 games to just make that group feel good, I think is huge. And I think that's a way, I mean, indirectly, and again, not even knowing you at that point, but that being the same common thing
Yes.
that is being relayed to me from different people, I think is great. And I think that's something that I will, I mean, continue to do. I do talk to other people and let them know, as soon as we get you to a certain level and you're winning, like still always give back, and do that
Right.
kind of stuff, because that's what's
Right.
going to make the sport grow.
Absolutely. And not only that, but there's always someone better than you.
Yeah.
Get off your high horse because you're going to be knocked off it soon enough. And realize you are in this sport. This sport gives us so much. It's relatively inexpensive to play pickleball. It's cheating that it's even considered exercise, right? I mean, it's so much more fun than the gym. It's like get off the high horse and realize you have a community of people, because they're the ones that are going to be there helping you when you have an injury. And it's like you never know when you're going to be that person.
Yeah.
So, treat everybody around you like they are your pickleball community and show them respect. If your level is higher, that, they might have something to be teaching you.
Yeah.
They might be the teacher to you.
That's another positive thing. Like I said, there's nothing negative ever about you, which is great. I have heard
Yes.
through word of mouth and
Yes.
everything that when you're back in Florida,
Yep.
you do gather some people and you do some work with Bible studies and things like that. So let's talk about that a little bit. When did that get started and how long have you been doing that? And what kind of people do you get going in there?
I never said someday I'm going to be a Bible study teacher. As a matter of fact, I said I severely lack knowledge of scripture. And then I guess God just has this sense of humor, because my friend Gary Miller, after going to a lecture one time, said, "You're going to teach our Bible study group and we're going to start this Sunday." So
Yeah.
I was just literally ordained into this position. And I started just bringing together a group of people who wanted to be more like Christ-like out on the pickleball court,
Yeah.
be kinder to one another, so that maybe people would ask you, what's different about you?
Yeah.
So we started to just really get into the word and see Jesus' example of just love. That's all he asked,
Yeah.
to love. And it can start out there on the pickleball. And so on the pickleball court. So I had to really learn how to teach Bible. I had to really get into the scripture. So the gift was to me for sure.
Yeah.
And these groups are growing. It's funny, I teach a group of, many men, and I keep saying to God, is that, but God, I feel like the Holy Spirit's just leading me. I always thought that I would be stumped by someone asking a question that I just had no idea where it was in the Bible. Like
Yeah.
all your insecurities can come up.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I've just never been left not having the answer. So I love it. It's people that wouldn't maybe normally go to a church.
Yeah.
I mean, the churches can have people in them that are a little bit unapproachable to many groups of people.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to be that pickleball home church that was everything that people might not have liked about the church that they had attended
Yeah.
before. And it was just a place of all-inclusive. We're studying the Bible. And it's made a huge difference in my life. I just love my ministry.
Yeah.
2 or more Bible study.
So the real question is,
Yes.
what was
What's the real
harder,
question?
learning pickleball or learning how to, teach your Bible studies and stuff like that?
That's a great question. So I had to learn the Bible because my husband kept asking questions I didn't have the answers to. I had so much more motivation
Yeah.
to learn the word. Justin, I feel like for somebody puts as little effort into actually the lessons and the drilling, I really feel like I've been winging it in pickleball. I'm
Yeah.
the one that shows up right at the time the game is starting. Everybody else has been there a half hour before. So I guess I would say to you, pickleball's been so much easier because I've given it so little effort.
Yeah.
Whereas I really take my faith message very seriously and want to make sure that what I'm speaking is God's truth and not my own.
Yeah.
So I am much more encouraged to jump in there, and pickleball just will take care of itself when I put God first in my life.
Well, if I can show up half hour late and play the level that you play, I'm going to show up half hour late every single time.
I don't recommend it, but yes, yes.
So what are your plans in the next year with what you're doing with pickleball, or what you're doing with anything in your life that you feel like you're going to see yourself?
Well, I was really inspired when I looked at your YouTube channel and to see the videos that you're interviewing people about making a difference in the world in pickleball. And it had been something I'd been thinking about for years before Leslie directed me to your YouTube channel. I just don't have the technical knowledge, but I have the heart.
I know somebody.
Oh, good. I need that somebody, because I definitely have the heart to do it. But I really want to grow the Pickleball Preacher. It's going to be simple messages of love and light.
Yeah.
And so I want to grow that, and I want to continue to grow my Bible study groups. It's so interesting because you start a group,
Yeah.
and then you think, okay, we want to have everybody come. Well, after a while, people have been sharing with each other about personal and intimate things, and they just don't want to have any new members in the group. So it means I'm starting more groups. The YouTube channel, I think, being a great way to get out to people. I'm just not good at social media, so that's going to be the thing I need some prayers about, is to overcome that obstacle.
So we will link your YouTube channel on this video. And yeah, we'll get you in contact with somebody and they can help you out with
Oh,
that.
Justin, this is the story of my life. Everything leads to great other things.
So last thing
Yes.
is, do you have any questions for me?
Other than, like, I'm so proud of you to see what you're doing at your age and having this YouTube, this way to get out to people about using our game of pickleball to be more positive. Can you play pickleball with me later?
Absolutely. Anytime, call me.
My question certainly would be, I'd like to get a lesson on my two-handed backhand. I love that too.
I love that shot. That's my favorite. I've been told multiple times, even by the trainer when I was getting certified, that it was a really pretty backhand.
It's really pretty. I
It's from
love that.
tennis, so. But
You keep going. I'm going to pray for you, Justin. I love what you're doing out there.
well, I appreciate your time today. You're taking, I know you're busy. You're here on a limited time, and you have everyone trying to get in a game with you. I hope I get to get one in with you before you leave. I appreciate your time, and if you guys wanted to check more videos out from the Pickleball Preacher, we are going to post her link in the bio. That way you can go ahead and take a look to see what she's doing and the changes that she's making in the pickleball community all over the United States, not just in the villages or California, but all over the place. She's doing some really good stuff, and I think she deserves some praise for that and for, being positive and being the light. And I think if we get more people doing what she is doing now, I think the sport would be completely different. So be sure to check out her YouTube channel, and I hope to see you guys very soon with the new interview.